What was your mindset starting the fourth quarter down 8? Maybe everything wasn't going the way you guys had wanted. What was your thinking going in that?
It's a weird vibe, dealing with, I'll call it some nerves and, anxiousness to try to take care of business, knowing how important this game was to win. First 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters, you could tell like we were kind of pressing a little bit. They were obviously, Jokic was playing amazing. And they had a lot of life in that third quarter, and it was a good reminder of, again, how hard it is to win a playoff game, how hard it is to, close a team out, and just dealing with, the nerves of it all, because it matters so much. And I think we wanted it so much, kind of got in our own way a little bit. And then, fourth quarter is just about, can you find a way to just get it done, get enough stops to speed up the game a little bit, put some pressure on them. And we were able to do that. Obviously, everybody contributed. It was a fun way to finish the game, considering all that's happened this year with the lineup that we had out there. GP doing his thing on both ends of the floor. Draymond and Loon providing a good presence for us inside. Otto coming up big. It was just not exactly how you would draw it up, but it was, a playoff type of environment where it's just, can you get the win and get out of here?
Gary barely made the roster. Was there a moment you knew, like, oh, that guy can help us win playoff games, like maybe early in the season?
Seems so long ago, but like November was wild, just how he was making his presence felt, bringing a lot of energy, athleticism on both ends of the floor, his defensive awareness and impact. So you knew like he was capable of doing that, but it's also like the unknown of this group being, in this situation for the first time. And the playoffs brings the best and worst out of you. And like, you look at his impact this series, if I'm not mistaken, the first 2 games, he played a little bit, but, he had an impact, but it wasn't like tonight. Game 3, he was amazing in the first half, where he was pretty much perfect in his minutes. Game 4 didn't really have, that opportunity, and then he comes back and finishes off a series clinching game. So it's how we do things. Everybody has to be ready, but he, really made his presence felt and showed, what he's capable of, and he's going to continue to do that, especially with whoever we play next round.
Stephen, in a game like this where the Nuggets were coming after you guys really hard early on and physical, a lot of fouling, got choppy, grimy. How valuable a tool is a guy like Gary?
He fills a lot of different roles, and he's tough to. If he's making his catch and shoot threes, he's tough to game plan against because you put probably your big on him. He can roll. He was rolling to. Is amazing already, and then when you put teams in different positions on offense, when they're defending us, and he's kind of roaming all over the place and using his quickness, to his advantage. It's pretty impactful. He even made a play, I think, where he turned down a 3, pump fake, drove down, dropped down pass to Draymond for a finish. So you could tell as a guy that's been around the game in terms of it's in his DNA, and he looked very composed out there in a very big moment.
Steph at some point. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you seem to get going from 3 second half, and then at some point you clearly decided to get to the rim. What went into that decision, and how much better do you feel driving to the rim with the way they're playing you on defense?
It's just all feel. Like, I think I hit those 3 threes in the third quarter. I think they were all in the third quarter. And it was just a matter of just feeling the rhythm and stepping in and taking them. The rest of the time, you try to play that balance of not forcing something early in the shot clock and making them defend, and then Seeing those driving lanes that if they're going to try to sell out the three and you get a big out there in an uncomfortable position, you can get downhill. So it's just being confident, whatever it is. Like even if I were to try to shoot some step back threes or something like that, if that's what shot I was going to take, it was going to be a confident shot. But you kind of live and die with that. Tonight it was kind of a nice balance, and down the stretch I saw a lot of space and was able to get down there.
Steph, Draymond was so determined to defend without fouling after Game 4, and he shined on the tough matchup each game. What can you say about what he does on the playoff stage to take his game to another level in a matchup like that?
Having been around, the block a few times, you run out of words to try to describe it. It's obviously a guy like Jokic is. I don't even know how to explain him either. The pressure he puts on your defense every single possession, it's insane. So Draymond taking on that challenge, obviously, undersized, but not in his heart and his competitiveness, and found a way to make his presence felt. I mean, and it's also his understanding of the game to know you can look at Jokic's stat line and it's ridiculous, like 30, 19, and 8. But I'm sure if you ask him, he understands Draymond's going to make him work for everything. And over the course of a series, like, I don't know. I'm glad I'm on this side of that conversation.
Steph, yesterday you talked about the essence of who you are as a team is, seeing what's best for the team and accepting it, even if it might be a lesser role. And we were thinking it was maybe about starting, but Jordan doesn't play most of the fourth quarter. Do you talk to him about that? Do you think he understands that? Or is that just you understand that he's going to get it because this is who you are?
Yeah, it's definitely just I think Wick said it yesterday, like you put your ego aside and understand things change really quickly. But we need everybody. We need everybody to be ready to have an impact, and when you're out on the floor, be locked in. So, I was talking to Coach today. It's not like you just have 8 guys that you're just going to play. Like we do have, 12, 13 guys that you could throw out there, and understand how we play and could provide some energy, something on defense or offense. So for JP, like, it's a playoff experience of understanding, he really helped us get off to a great start in this series, and we needed every bit of his energy and his offense. Those first 2 games, 3 games really. These last 2, I'm just proud of the way he's competed on the defensive end. Took that big charge on Bones down the stretch in the second quarter, like found a way to be impactful. And then the lessons you need to learn in terms of, fouling and game plan stuff, that's the evolution of, that playoff experience. So he's, like I said, we've been saying it all year, he's built for this. He understands who he is and what he provides for us. And game 1 of next series, you start it all over again.
2 quick questions. One, do you anticipate that you'll ever have to be in a situation where you're coming off the bench again?
I hope not.
And then
it would only be an injury, so I hope not.
Yeah. And then second one, this is the first time you guys have won a playoff series since 2019. What does it mean to do it with these guys, especially after everything you guys have been through just over the last 2 years, 3 years?
I mean, it means a lot. You don't ever take it for granted. You understand being on this stage. We understand we hopefully have a lot left to do, but getting to the playoffs and getting through a series and winning 4 games against a good team, like it's hard. And every team wants to be in this position, at the end of the year. And, for me, Draymond, Clay, Loon, like we've all been there before and love that feeling, love that competition and the environment. It's also a reminder of like this. Tonight was just a weird feeling because we hadn't been there in a while, and it was like we wanted it so bad. Kind of made it a lot more difficult on ourselves. So, but we still remember how to do it, which is a good feeling.
Steph, two quick unrelated questions. First of all, that fourth quarter defense, did that sort of reflect the urgency you're talking about, sort of realizing how much you needed this game? And secondly, when you missed the 2 free throws, it looked like you were talking to the basket. You seemed just utterly perplexed by that. What was that all about?
I mean, the defense is just, again, it's whatever it takes to win. Like, you could feel the moment, and you could feel the intensity of every possession, trying to just focus on not giving up anything easy, making them work for everything that they got. We got a lot of good deflections. Third quarter, we couldn't rebound the ball, and that was the difference in the fourth quarter. We actually got, stops and then rebounds and could turn it into offense. So, yeah, I mean, and like a grind-out playoff series, in any playoff game, there's going to be grind-out quarters, to finish it out where, nothing on offense is pretty. It's just who can, show their physicality, their IQ, and get it done. So we definitely did that tonight. I'm gonna make free throws. So be all right.
You could kind of see yourself feeding off of the crowd at the end there. Just kind of what was the energy like those last few minutes closing out for the first time at Chase Center?
I mean, it's nice to have home court advantage in a game like tonight where, because we haven't been here in so long, and that closeout games are so difficult. Like, we need to feed off the crowd. So every dead ball, every time we had some momentum, like, I was trying to make sure fans knew how much this meant to us, and to keep them engaged and really continue to develop a home court advantage here in the playoffs. So it was fun. It was electric. It was loud. Fourth quarter, you could tell it was like kind of a collective anxiousness in there, and a great celebration afterwards. And that's what it's all about, really.
Where were you health-wise 2.5, 3 weeks ago with your foot? And was there a moment then that you doubted what type of impact you could have on like the first round of the playoffs?
There's no doubt. It was, I talked about, I was just trying to stay patient with the process, knowing that the goal was obviously to be available for game one, whatever that meant. And as it got closer, I could be confident that I could provide something. The question mark was, how is it going to respond after each game, and trying to continue to improve. So, yeah, I knew I could have an impact. It was just a matter of sustaining that, and thankfully I got through pretty much unscathed. Got to bump my minutes up to what they're usually like in a playoff series, and hopefully I can take advantage of these next at least 3 days, and keep building, keep letting the foot heal, and everything is working, and very timely right now in terms of us being in the playoffs and me trying to do what I want to do.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Huh?